One time for the one time. It's the family bloodline.
It's hard to invest in the rest of your people living off, you know what I'm saying? Like that's I think that's
the way you're thinking. And
no,
you
no,
gotta
that's what a lot of people think. It's hard, like a lot of these people didn't come through here and show love to me. A lot of these people didn't give me my flowers. A lot of people didn't show up and show out, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard to me to resonate with
leaving millions of people. Yeah. But guess what? That's the only way we're going to close the gap.
And some people say that can't be it. That can't be it.
That's the number one way.
That can't be it.
It can't be it when you got like what y'all just tested to, like a lot of ungrateful people, a lot of people that don't want to take on the front, or a lot of people that don't want to. It's you living into a lot of people that you don't know about.
Well, don't do that. Why don't you leave a lot of money to the people that you do know about?
Your kids.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what we just talked about.
Who's your next generation?
Twins.
No, but listen to me. We just talked about kids that don't. All right, we're gonna leave the business behind. A lot of kids don't want that business. They didn't grow up in that shit, and they see that, and this ain't what I want to do. So
somebody want a barbecue trailer, whatever.
But that's the family business, though. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of kids don't want to test with that shit. You see what I'm saying? So y'all talk about generational,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you talk about generational wealth and leaving stuff behind. That's the business.
Well, yeah, this is then the people saying it and preaching it and using those two key words need to stop.
Yeah.
Because you're saying something that you're really not about it. Huh?
Which two people? The person that don't want it, or the person that want it?
No, the people are just trying to be, relevant or sound smart or whatever.
Cool.
And hold on, saying we don't have generational wealth.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about leaving it to the generation. Right. The next in line. One don't want it, one want it.
So even regardless of who wants it, they're gonna get it, right? And the aspect of it all is because a lot of the rich or wealthy people who live their kids' stuff, their kids don't necessarily want a lot of the stuff they get. But we're thinking about people often think about leaving stuff behind as a direct tangible. That's something that you can see. Well, you don't always see your health insurance. Nobody's really focused on that because that's something that's done in the background.
I understand.
And it's not a benefit to most people until someone's passed on, right? Then it becomes a tangible thing. And when you're trying to pay for that funeral and you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't have to pull that $10,000 out of my pocket. I didn't have to that 15 grand I get to hold on to.
Or look, I didn't have to raise 15 grand or 10 grand because I ain't got a dime.
Right. So it's not a tangible thing in a moment, and I get it. People set with folks throughout life, but at the end of the day, it is something that ends up saving folks on the back end. Yeah. And if you know how to use it throughout life, you even better off with it.
Right. So families and families gotta huddle up.
Yeah.
And family is the hardest part of this situation. What I'm talking about.
Yes.
Huh?
Family is the hardest part of this situation. What I'm talking about.
But guess what happens? No conversation is had. People pass away.
Mm-hmm.
Then all this conflict ensues.
They fighting over plants.
And Dirt, you want to talk about? Let me give you another thing that rich white folks do. They use legal documents. I'll tell you when I set up for a client one time. He didn't want to leave his kids a whole bunch of money, so he set up a trust. And the only way they could get money from the trust was to present a W-2.
Oh, wow.
So when they presented a W-2 to the trustee matched that W-2 form.
See, it's way
so if you don't have no job, money's in that trust, but it ain't coming out to you.
Rich folks. I hear you. Rich folks.
But
Yeah,
you don't have to be rich
no,
to
yeah.
do what I
Talk to
just
me
said.
then. Talk to me then. No,
You just
no. You spoke about so the average broke guy don't have that same
Mindset.
well, no,
outlet
if both
or
guy got a broke mindset.
mindset
Yeah,
or mindset or outlet. You know what
I
I'm saying? So
disagree
no, you
because
can
like
do
go
that
ahead.
for free.
yeah, like I was
Go-
just saying, life insurance isn't something that you've got to pay hundreds and thousands of dollars to get. It's a
Nope.
pair of Jordans. That's all it is. That's
It's
literally
another
what it is.
it's
You
another
Yeah,
bill
yeah,
and
it's
it's
another
another
bill. That's the
bill
problem.
in a
yeah.
It's
struggling
another
community.
benefit.
No,
It's another benefit.
it's a
Because Bert,
benefit.
the only
No,
thing when you
I
pass
agree
away,
with you.
it's the only thing that's going to inject cash into the bank account.
I
Only
agree
life,
with you.
nothing else.
But how many people have come to you all and said that that's another bill?
Oh, most of them, 9
Yeah.
out of 10. It's
That's
our
another.
job. That's the
So
inform and
so
educate
what
part.
we look at. So I understand. So listen to me. I understand where we looking at it as because I pay insurance.
Mhm.
You know, I pay that life insurance. I pay all that. But it's folks out here that are day to day like that's a bill
But so is cigarettes.
that I can't afford.
But so
They
is
can't.
cigarettes.
I'm
So are
just
vapes.
saying,
That's $20.
So
but
$20 every 2 months. That's $40 at least
a
a month.
juvenile policy, yeah, or like a
Yeah,
flat screen
man.
TV or like whatever. I'm just saying, whatever it is that you like,
I
people
agree with you.
we eat a lot of our money, and
Yeah.
again, we're not chastising anybody, but Lynn often says it's not all the time, but what you care about gets done, because think of all the people that have or that do sacrifice. Your parents sacrificed for you. You don't have to do this for your kids, but like for instance, even for your parent or somebody, maybe your auntie or uncle, something, you might want to get something on yourself or like for them in case something happens where they don't have to come out of pocket to bury you.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a $250,000 policy.
No,
It can
it could be
be
$5,000.
$30,000 policy.
Who's gonna turn that down? Is that Lynn used to say he was the person that would come to the funeral with a check back in the day. Everybody else is like, condolences and all of this wonderful stuff, but he's the one that came in there with a
money.
check.
With that,
Correct.
It's like, here you go.
You had your priorities in set. That's what I'm saying. So a
But I
lot
mean,
of people,
as an insurance
and
agent,
it ain't even priorities. It's just I can't
it's
afford that.
but
that's
that's
the
what
mindset.
I'm saying. If you if you
So you in the business and you saying this mindset, and I'm on the outside and I'm doing what you saying, and I'm still saying it's a bill.
it
You're
but
right, but look, it's a bill, but it's a bill with a benefit, and that's the part that brings the balance into the equation. People are so focused on what something costs.
Yeah.
We're here to get you to focus on what that is going to do.
Yeah, just like you pay your electric bill. That's a bill.
But what does
That's a
that bill
bill.
do?
What does
I
it
know
do?
I know I need electric, but y'all selling me on the possibility of when I die. If
You
I
don't-
die, wait a minute. If I die when I'm 65 versus I gotta pay these bills from when I'm 35 to 65. You see what I'm saying?
But then just think about when you do pass, what will your wife and children have to go through to cover you if you don't prepare?
because not having a job or just continuously paying bills on a day to day, and you pass away, well
I
then
understand what y'all saying. But
somebody
I'm
start.
just speaking on so like I said, y'all heard these people that come to y'all and say, damn, that's a bill. I can't afford that. And then we watch insurance people, and not just insurance people, we watch the court people and everywhere else you go, they start marking it down. Like, okay, they can afford this. We can do this. We can mark it down. Okay, y'all can't afford that. We can mark it down. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
We
lower the
cool.
cost.
Y'all
Lower the
go
cost.
ahead.
Oh.
Huh?
Lower the cost.
But y'all,
Because when someone
it's
listen,
always
when
affordable.
somebody tells us they can't afford the premium,
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna keep
now what
marking it
you're
down.
saying is, this is what I hear. Dirt, I want to do
It's
this,
not important to me.
but I
No.
can't. But I
But
don't
listen,
have enough. So now my question back to you is, Well, how much do you have?
That's what I'm saying to you. That's the same as the car dealership coming to us. Okay, y'all can't afford this, but what can you put down? What can you do?
Yeah,
The
what can
house
you
owner,
afford?
the home. I'm saying the
That's,
home.
that's what they're going to say. And if the answer is 0, why are you at the car lot?
No, y'all have a market for us. When we say we can't reach that, or we can't do that, or we start to walk away, y'all have a market for us. Y'all sell us on this, and then it come down to this. It's just like going overseas, and y'all done been overseas, and you go on the island, and you be like, oh yeah, we can sell you this and that. You know what I'm saying, for this price. You're like, oh, that's way too high. Okay, then they start negotiating. You see what I'm saying? It's always a negotiation with the and instead of the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Like, so y'all can sort us on something that's affordable for us, but y'all sell us just like the car, just like the house. That's what I'm saying. Y'all in the same market.
Well,
So
let us help you out, Dirk. This is how we do it.
It's
Hold on. This is how we do it. We do a needs analysis.
Yeah.
So we calculate how much you need based on what you say. You're going to tell us what your mortgage balance is. We're not going to tell you that. You're going to tell us what your other debts are. So hold on. So we're going to get to a number. And we say, okay, this number is going to cost this much per month.
Okay.
Well, I can't afford that. I don't want to pay $650. I want to pay $200. So guess what we'll do? We'll find you a policy for $200. And it's not going to cover everything.
It's not enough.
It's not enough, but it's something. Because if you
That's what
die
I'm
with
saying.
zero,
If you die with
zero, where's your generational wealth?
So that's when it's not generational wealth when y'all tapping in on money that I don't have, or market that I can't.
People that can't afford them.
No, yeah.
See,
we don't do it.
No, we don't.
So,
we don't do that.
That's not us. I think that's somebody that you have in your head, because that's definitely not us.
No, basically. So I'm speaking to y'all, and y'all not telling me nothing that's different than the car and the dealers and the house ownership. It's a business.
Of course, it's a business.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct. So in business, it's dollars make sense.
Sure.
Oh, listen. We have a business.
Yeah.
Now, if we sell policies to people that can't afford them, what is that going to do to our business?
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
So, hold on. I gotta let me finish.
Go ahead.
We represent more than 30 companies. If we're putting business on the books with these 30 companies and it's falling off after 2 or 3 months, what's that going to do with our reputation with these companies?
Yeah.
No,
they're going to no longer offer their product to us.
Do y'all have an interest rate?
No.
No interest rate on insurance.
There's no insurance.
No.
It's a set policy.
If you take a loan, there's an insurance, there's an interest rate.
Mm-hmm.
But when you pay the loan back, you get credited in interest rate as well. So your net loan is 1%.
And listen to this right here. Okay, if we were to try to force
Did he freeze, or you just?
I think he's being cool. No.
You just.
Can you hear me?
He froze.
Can you hear me? Oh, James. Okay, there. Okay, he's just frozen. No. Well, this is what I was going to say. If we try and force somebody, or like if we sell a person on insurance, guess what they do, James? They stop paying. Do you know what a chargeback is?
Yeah.
We don't want that.
But it's a part of our business.
It's a part of our business. But look, it's like, so we're not trying to trick you into or to get you to. No, we're actually trying to cover people. And so we don't like chargebacks. It's just like we get paid and then they just take it back out. So dang, I already spent that. You know what I'm saying? So no, to me, that's the checks and balances of it. And I think that weeds the good people out from the bad people.
Oh yeah, we do a lot to determine if you can afford it. Once we give you that number, that's our first question.
And like Glenn always
says, is this something that you can comfortably pay month in and month out. If the answer is no, then we have to find
Something else.
that number.
Yeah, we got to find that
We
number.
need the number that you can pay comfortably month in and month out.
And then another thing is we always say is you are going to get what you want. Because again, we do not want a charge
It's based
back.
off of price, though.
Hold on. Say what?
It's based off of price, right? You getting what you want based off of price.
Well, yeah, but we don't determine the price.
You do.
We don't determine the price.
All right.
It's totally up to what you missed before you went before you
No.
froze is what I was saying is that there's this thing called a chargeback. We do not try to convince people to get life insurance. We work with people who want it. If we find out that you don't want it and cannot afford it, then sorry, God is definitely going to make a way for you. But listen to this. If I try to trick you or to get you to buy something that you don't want, you will not continue to pay for it. Look at the screen because I want eye contact with you. I need for you to understand this.
No, because I'm hearing you, but you're not listening. I'm hearing you, but you're not listening to me.
Be very clear with what I'm about to say. What I'm about to say is if you feel like I'm tricking, you're not going to keep paying it. That's called a chargeback. So it's like we get burned for that. We don't want that. We want people that we can cover. We don't want to force anybody or trick anybody to do anything. We want real clients that we help. We're not trying to, because again, if they stop paying it, then that's a charge back for us, and we don't have time for that.
It's based off their income. So if a income is $100 a month, how is a person gaining generational wealth off of $100 a month to bury themselves? That's what I'm saying.
Well, it depends on the person. $100 a month could provide $1 million of coverage.
To who?
To the family.
It could, but that's not what they signed up for. They signed up for.
An example. Ask your auntie who just said that her grandmother taught them about this a long time ago because they bought the policies when they were children.
Right.
I bet you she can answer these questions that you have on a level where you'll accept it.
So I can tell you where my wife and them bought plots years ago. Her family bought plots years ago, and they're not making $1 million off of them. You see what I'm saying? So
money, yeah, off of that. That's the burr.
Life insurance and burial plots.
What life insurance? That's what I'm telling y'all. Y'all telling me life insurance is about
to get buried.
Well, so you got one or two options though, cuzzo. Oh, actually, you got three. One option is to be a Jane or a John Doe to get buried, right?
Yep.
Another option is the GoFundMe stuff, and the third option would be $50 a month in life insurance. Here's the benefit. The $50 in life insurance is actually going to cover the family, and there's not going to be other people coming after that monies that they had to pay in order for you to become a Jane or a John Doe.
No, cuz.
Oh, for real?
No, it's so where does generational wealth come in at?
The generational
wealth. Listen to me. So listen to me. Listen to me. If I'm paying this base premium on set amount, my family, that's enough. What y'all said, we speaking the same language. What y'all said, that's enough to bury me. When I get to a set age, once I get, you know what I'm saying, that's enough to bury me, and to make sure that my family don't have to take care of them funeral fees and X amount, X, Y, and Z. That's not generational wealth.
It is when you consider the alternative is they don't have any money to take care of any of that stuff. So now they're starting with a negative.
I think his idea of generational wealth is different from what we're talking about.
Generational wealth is
that's my whole point. Everybody makes that a big number.
Yeah, and it's not. It's just like covering a bill. That's something else that, like, they'll still be able to live in their house. They'll still be able to pay utilities.
No.
To bury you. That's wealth of some sort.
No. So you cover the taxes for that year or that month or that year. The next year, after the mama dead or the father passed, the family has to carry them taxes on. That taxes just don't set for 1 year. You see what I'm saying? So that's not a generational.
They won't even have that year coverage. They won't have anything at all.
So So all right, even if they do cover that year or 2 year after that, they lose that house because they don't have the tax, they don't have the revenue to come through the. You see what I'm saying? So that's generational wealth. That's what I'm speaking on.
All right, Dirt. Let me give you an analogy. This is business. So let's say you have listen, please listen. Let's say you have a business and you become disabled, right?
So wait a minute. We didn't switch it from family to
Dirt.
I'm listening. All right.
You're not listening.
All right.
You're not listening. And you know what? Listen. I posted this. You can't do anything great if you're not a great listener.
Y'all not listening to me. That's what I'm
talking now. And I have to listen to you.
And
I have to listen to you. So let me lay this out. You're a business owner. You don't die. You become disabled, and you can no longer run the business. How long is it going to take you to sell it?
That's what I said. Y'all switch scenarios.
I need an answer, and that's what I said is not an answer. How long is it going to take you to sell your business once you become disabled?
A year.
A year. Right? So there's insurance for a business owner that buys him 2 years to sell his business. So it all comes down to whose money do you want to use? Do you want to use your money or do you want to use a company's money?
That's not the same set. That's not the same set. That's not the same set. We went from family to a corporation.
Business and family, same dynamic.
Come on. No.
I hear what you're saying, right? So generational wealth isn't going to come overnight, and nobody's saying that your family's going to get rich automatically because you have life insurance. That's not the claim. The goal is to establish generational wealth eventually. It's going to take work and it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight.
That's not what I said. Y'all went from a corporation to a average Joe. Like I said, an average Joe spend $100 a month to make sure that they get buried. That's what I asked. That's what I say. So you take the average Joe, and I said, how did they spend generational wealth? And y'all said the average Joe don't think about that. We speak about GoFundMe's and this and that, but we don't speak about.
Oh, that's not what we said.
That's not it. That's not what we said at all.
No.
You went to a corporation.
I never used the word corporation.
No.
I never used the word corporation. This is what I'm talking about.
You went to a business. You said if I lost my leg today, you remember? Am I tripping? You said if I lost my leg today,
I said if you became
how long would it take to sell your business?
I said
how long would it take to sell your business? That's what you came to me on.
I asked you if you became disabled. I didn't say you lost a leg. Yeah. I didn't say you were the corporation.
But you asked me about my business.
That is correct.
Yeah.
But you adding all these things on. You're adding all this stuff on that
no, I'm not. I'm in the conversation. You went to a business front.
You have in your head if they
I'm
don't.
not.
The person.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Everybody coming at me, hanging up on me about. He went from. I said, how can you take $100 policy and turn that to a generational wealth? And then Lynn went to a corporation on talking about if you get disabled. No, you wait a minute. I listened to you. I listened to you.
You gotta use my words because Lynn didn't say that.
You said this. You said disabled.
Business. Say business.
So what am I saying wrong?
Corporation. That's a whole nother world.
It's a business.
Every business is not a corporation.
Okay. All right.
Well, here's the difference, right? The
business corporation. Corporation is. Go ahead, Jig. I'll listen to you.
What's about the average salary in the United States? And let's looking at the poor side of the house.
It's about 60,000.
60,000. We'll take $60,000, right? And that still puts you in middle class. For the poor class, it's about 46. So between 46 grand and 60 grand, that's your average Joe. Average everyday working person that has bills, that accumulates debt, that has credit cards. We're not talking about the person that's making $15 to $20 an hour, because that looks different at that point. No, you're not gaining generational wealth at that point. You're trying to make sure that you can get buried at the very least and don't leave that burden to somebody else.
And
That's
I would
So why are we talking about insurance? It's so big if it don't value everybody.
because that's the gap that we're missing. That's the part we don't understand as people that might have something. It's not the corporation. It's the simple fact that you can take your insurance policy and use it as a bank instead of the average person is who.
You said the average person between 40 and 60, 40 and 100,000. What'd you say?
No.
Where you get 100,000 from? Between 46,000 and 60 grand is the average salary in America, right? The average person, instead of putting people further into debt, can take a life insurance policy and pay off their own funeral at the very least. At the very least. In order to establish a further movement of wealth, and this is the part that we miss, is it's going to take a little bit more money, but you're not going
to have to be wealthy to.
No, you don't. I'm not
generational wealth.
I'm not wealthy, but I'm establishing it.
I'm lost, bro.
Right.
I'm done.
James, another thing is, like, for instance, if we were to die in order, because this is okay. If we were to die in order, then because mom, dad, whoever had the policy, that generation, which they created, that would help them. That would be in form of wealth for them because they don't have that burden or those bills to cover them and try to bury them. Do you see what I'm saying? It is for that next generation.
Yeah. And so
what do they gain from? That's what I'm asking y'all. What do they the next generation that does?
Let me see if I can
doesn't have wealth. So y'all keep talking about me on wealthy people. So if wealth is not the answer and you just gonna bury yourself, then we're not talking about generational wealth. Then
no, just burying yourself is the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
That's the minimum.
But the point is, and the point of Life Insurance Awareness Month is we're not even doing the minimum. Mm-hmm. We're not even paying for our own demise.
Right.
Now, once you grow in your income journey, now you can start paying for more, buying more coverage, having more wealth to pass on to the next generation, income tax free. That's the plan.
Right. So as you grow, you make more money now than what you did when we was working at Contico.
But y'all, that's all I'm saying. I'm talking about the average Joe, and y'all say I can't preach generational wealth based off a common folk. It got to be wealthy.
No.
That's what y'all saying to me.
No.
Wait a minute. Because I said a person that doesn't have, they can only afford their policy. The next generation don't benefit off of that.
They do because they don't have to pay for their loved one's demise.
So what is the benefit? So what is the beneficial factual after? All right, my mother passed. We don't have to pay for her funeral. What is the beneficial factual or the generational wealth going forward? That's what I'm asking y'all. And y'all keep coming at me wrong.
You don't have to take 2 steps back.
Yeah.
To deal with your mom's situation.
I'm already